Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I am a finance professor. You guys know this, and I'm also from Financial Juneteenth TV in the Black Business School. And we created something called Black Wealth Confessions, where people submit their confessions, and I answer your confession. You submit them anonymously, and it allows other people to learn from your mistakes. And also, I found that when other people confess to the mistakes they've made when it comes to money and wealth, it makes other people a little less nervous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover a confession that I got today. And again, the person is nameless, and I appreciate the fact that they shared their story so that other people can learn from their mistake. Now, if you're watching anywhere online, please hit the thumbs up button, share, and subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to submit a confession, you can actually go to blackwealthconfessions.com. That's blackwealthconfessions.com. It's totally anonymous, but it allows me to address your confession and your mistake. And also it teaches us that everybody makes mistakes, and it also allows other people to learn from your mistakes. So it could be a situation that you were in before or one that you're in right now. There it is, and here it goes, and that's what we're trying to do. All right, so the confession for today comes from, I don't know who it's from, but I'll read it to you, and then I'm going to address this. Recently in April, I started to get into the stock market with buying stocks with no knowledge. I ran up margin in February, and when the market tanked, sold all the stock. Then I found out that it is possible to make more money in options trading. All in all, I ended up losing $17,000 in about 2 months. I got educated and started all over by building a new portfolio with long-term investments for 10 to 15 years from now, and learning to slowly make some of the money back. All right. Well, there's a lot to unpack there with this particular confession. And if the person's watching who did this, I would like to congratulate you and commend you for being honest, right? I mean, because this is important to really be honest, because a lot of us are afraid to admit when we screw up. And believe me, Lord knows I screwed up a lot, especially when I was younger. So here's the first thing. So the person mentions that they got into the stock market with no knowledge. A lot of people don't know this, but it doesn't take a ton of knowledge to start investing. There's actually studies that have shown that even monkeys can be taught to invest, and a monkey can actually build more wealth than a person who doesn't invest. So the biggest mistake you can make when it comes to the stock market is if you're not involved in the stock market. If you miss out and don't invest, then it's almost like you're in a race for wealth, and everybody else is in a car and you're on foot. You know, that's literally how bad it is. It is impossible, damn near impossible in America to build wealth without either doing stock market investing, real estate investing, or owning a business. You cannot save your way to wealth typically in America unless you're in the NFL or the NBA or something like that. Now, so investing with no knowledge wasn't the crime, right? The key is if you invest with no knowledge, you got to keep it real simple. You got to go for like index funds and basic processes. And in fact, actually, let me see, if you go to the allblackagenda.com. I actually on theallblackagenda.com actually have my $5 a day investing program that you could take a look at. And it's very specific, very simple on how you can invest the amount of money, less money than it costs to buy a Popeye's chicken value meal and build like hundreds of thousands of dollars in family wealth. Oh, but it takes time. It takes time. And so the second piece here is when I'm reading the story about this person that used margin. Margin is borrowing money. Margin is when you basically can put out $1,000, but they'll let you buy $2,000 worth of stock. So that creates what they call leverage. Leverage is like a seesaw. It's like a seesaw that's really high in the middle where it can go way up or way down. So leverage can either slingshot you forward or it can slingshot you backwards. So if you take on a lot of margin, you got to know that you're stepping right into the bowl of risk, and you got to be really careful with that. So the fact that the person went in and started buying stocks on margin with no knowledge, that means they were kind of taking on a risky move there. Now, here's the other thing. Here's the next mistake they made. They sold all their stock when the market crashed. Well, John Rogers wrote, he's a billionaire out of Chicago, a black billionaire out of Chicago, wrote a great article back in 2007, 2008 about how much money, how many trillions of dollars in wealth black people lost when we sold all of our stocks right when the market crashed. So a lot of times you panic, and when you panic at the bottom, that's when you're literally letting rich people make money off of you, because what they're going to do is they're going to do what a lot of my students did, and they're going to go buy your stock cheap. So you want to get out of the stock. You had a stock that was at 50. Now it's at 40. You're scared to death. So somebody who understands what's going on comes in and says, I'll take it off your hands for 40. You sell it for 40. Then it goes up to 60, and they've made money from the investment. and you lost an opportunity, right? So selling, typically it's almost like when they tell you if you're in a chaotic situation, don't panic, like panicking will only make it worse. Well, the worst thing to do when the market crashes is to panic and start doing panic selling. Panic selling is a great way to turn a bad situation into a terrible situation. What's the next piece that I picked up on? They mentioned trading and options. So he started trading in options. So he jumped from trading stocks on margin to trading options, which is a little bit more complex than buying and selling a stock. Now, options are wonderful, but options are risky. And so with options, there's a lot of money that can be made with options. I make a ton of money on options every single month, but you want to take some time to learn. Like options is the thing that I don't suggest digging into if you don't understand what's going on. And the other thing is, a lot of these young cowboy traders on Robinhood are really young guys who really want to gamble on sports, but they're bored. So they're gambling on stocks instead. And they're using options to do it because that gives them the high. Like money gives you a high. Money affects your brain. Actually, the same region of your brain as cocaine, actually. So people get addicted. They form gambling addictions, sometimes by day trading or trading options. So remember, there's a difference between being a stock trader and a stock investor. So if you're trying to make that fast money by jumping from thing to thing to thing, chances are you're going to just leak money and you're going to be very frustrated because you're not going to see anything grow. So this person sounds like someone who was looking for something. You know how you're looking for love in all the wrong places. So you're going from relationship to relationship when really it might be a matter of taking a step back, figuring out what you want, finding the right person and being patient in the situation and investing properly in that one quality relationship so you have what you're looking for, as opposed to going from one situation to the next. Well, sometimes people do that when they're just like you're looking for love in all the wrong places. Some people go looking for wealth in all the wrong places. So basically they jump from trading stocks on margin. That didn't work. Then they jumped to trading options. That didn't work. And then they went to, they actually made the right decision at the end, where he said he formed a new portfolio. He got educated. That's the first thing. Everybody should get educated. And then they started all over by building a new portfolio with long-term investments for the 10 to 15 year range. Now, you don't have to necessarily do that, right? But it does allow you to really take advantage of the easy money in the stock market. The stock market is very easy if you're a long-term investor. It's very easy to make money in the market if you're diversified and if you're a long-term investor. It's hard to make money if you're jumping from stock to stock, option to option, trade to trade. Like that's kind of stressful. It's not easy to do. It's not that it's impossible, but it's hard to do that on a consistent basis. So ultimately, this person, it sounds like they've grown from their mistake. And the big mistakes that I picked up on was, one, when you trade on margin, be very careful, because if the market drops, you could get a margin call, which is just terrible, because that's when you have to put more cash in your account or you're forced to sell your stock. Number two, jumping into options without getting much training, not a smart move. Options are not easy to understand, but if you understand them, it is worthwhile, like taking a look at options, because options are, I like I said, I personally make money from options trading on a regular basis, but I tend to sell options. I don't actually buy them most of the time. And so actually we have blackoptionsinvesting.com. If you actually want to go take a look at our options investing program in the Black Business School, feel free to give it a try. I mean, it's really, really good. And last but not least, text the word BOYCE to 31996 if you'd like to get notifications when I go live and things like that. So the Black Wealth Confessions, that's the one I'm going to cover for today. But if you'd like to submit a confession and you'd like for me to address it, all you got to do is go to blackwealthconfessions.com. There it is right there. You could submit to blackwealthconfessions.com, submit anonymously, tell me your story, and I will address your story and tell you what I see when you tell me your story. Okay. So, and last but not least, also later on, we're going to do a Black business pitch competition. We're actually supporting Black businesses by letting them submit 90-second pitches of their business, and we critique the pitch like right there on the spot. And we also give the audience an opportunity to support the business. And so that's all happening on financialjuneteenthtv.com. That's financialjuneteenthtv.com. So I hope you'll subscribe. That's a good channel, and we cover everything related to Black wealth and Black economics. That's all. Blackonomics is our number one passion. That's the thing we care about more than anything else. And we've educated well over 1 million people just on how to invest in the stock market alone, not even including real estate and entrepreneurship and everything else. All right, guys. So have a good day. Take care. And thanks for listening. Hit the thumbs up button if you're watching online, and I'll see you soon. Take care.